Cleveland has always been an institution. Home to well over a dozen citizens and countless generations, the City of Angels boasts an average IQ in the upper double digits. This is due in no small part to its prestigious schooling system. Today, we'll be looking over a brief history of Cleveland's only university. I repeat, only university. This is the only college near Cleveland. There are no other. Despite common misconceptions, Cleveland State University was built long before the Big Apple was formed. Fur traders and merchants from the surrounding colonies established a trading post on the land that would eventually be renovated into what is currently the Student Center. In fact, relics of this bygone era can still be found there today. The Starbucks and Chick-fil-A on the ground floor have actually been there since 1783, though most of the original staff have since quit. This trading post would come to be known as CSU, which at the time stood for Cool Stuff. Blah! Historians have stated that this name was created in order to highlight the quality goods for sale, and the exclamation at the end is derived from the dying grunt of British settler John Cougar Wellenkamp, who was stabbed through the trachea with a spear whilst trying to give directions to the trading post. As the marketplace grew, so did its surrounding population. By 1794, caravans of settlers from around the world established small encampments down in Erie Canyon, an incredibly large gorge discovered by old Sinkin Lincoln Erie, who upon discovering this land wrote back to his family overseas.
My dearest family, I've done it. I've finally found a place in the Americas for us to call home. There is this wonderfully lush canyon just north of the CSU trading post. It is perfect for us to start a new life in. The best part is, it will never ever flood. Like, ever. I assure you, this will always be a huge canyon, and our family name will always be attached to it. I've gathered up all of the revolutionary scientists in the world and convinced them to settle down in the canyon with us. Soon, Erie will be a name synonymous with scientific progress and canyons that are dry. I've been talking to some of the scientists, and they're developing some interesting things. One of them is talking about harnessing something called electricity to make candles burn brighter. Another is talking about something called an internet, which is like if a library was awful. We should see the fruits of their labor very soon, given that everything goes according to plan and this canyon stays a canyon, which it will. I love you all. Confidently, old Sinkin Lincoln, Erie.
Unfortunately, Erie Canyon is considered a lost settlement. Its exact location was never found, and old Sinkin Lincoln, Erie was never heard from again. Despite some initial turmoil, the housing situation near CSU quickly developed. Fenn Tower, named after its founder Alfred Tower, was established July 4th, 1876, exactly 100 years after the Declaration of Independence was adopted. This was an intentional move by Tower, who, quote, wanted to give those Yankee bastards up north something else to talk about for once. CSU remained a hub for economic activity until August 18, 1973. This is, of course, the starting point of what Ohioans call the Second Civil War, and everybody else calls that weird thing that happened in Cleveland in the early 70s. At this point in time, CSU had no association with the city of Cleveland besides geographically. This remained the case until a group of Clevelanders petitioned the mayor to send armed forces to CSU for a hostile takeover. When asked to comment on this petition by the press, the mayor responded thusly, "I have zero control over the armed forces." After his statement, a riot ensued. Clevelanders launched an attack on the merchants of CSU. The battle raged on for minutes. Dozens injured, nobody dead. The war was concluded when the head of CSU, Michael Schwartz, released this statement to the public.
Okay, we're a part of Cleveland now. You guys can stop. We'll make this place a college or something. I'm so tired of y'all.
In his honor, the Michael Schwartz Library was built. Here, you can borrow fiction books filled with misinformation about CSU's history. As a practical joke, some students will often move the error-filled tomes of lies and place them in the non-fiction section of the library. The third floor holds the Digital Design Lab, a space in which students could write, record, and even edit a fake history video using all the resources available to them. Hypothetically speaking, a freshman film student could come here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to work on a video assignment for their Intro to University Life course. If this hypothetical student wanted to, they could even record in the podcast studio, or one of the many dedicated individual silent study rooms, and then edit said recordings into a video format on one of the desktop computers at their disposal. This is, of course, all hypothetical. This is a 100% true historical documentary, and nothing else.